There was a time when Fairuza Balk felt like the very essence of 90s outsider cinema. From haunted teens to occult queens, she played roles that made her unforgettable, even if Hollywood didn't quite know what to do with her. Her performances were electric, magnetic in a way that defied the cookie-cutter mold, but then, quietly, she vanished from the mainstream. So what actually happened to Fairuza Balk? Why did she disappear from the spotlight? Let's rewind. Let's fade to black. Fairuza Balk was born in 1974 in Point Reyes, California. Her name means turquoise in Farsi, fitting for someone who would become known for her otherworldly presence. Her mother was a dancer, her father a travelling musician, and Fairuza spent much of her early childhood moving between the US, Canada, and even a stint in London. From a young age, she seemed drawn to the strange and the expressive. She wasn't interested in being a typical child star, and it showed in her choices. At just 9 years old, she landed her first major role in Disney's dark fantasy Return to Oz, a sequel of sorts to The Wizard of Oz that gave kids across a generation actual nightmares. Fairuza didn't just carry the film, she was the film. She had that rare ability to seem both vulnerable and completely unshakable. Though the movie flopped at the box office, it became a cult classic, and Fairuza became something of an underground icon. The 90s became her era. She popped up in cult hits like Gas, Food, Lodging, Things to Do in Denver When You're Dead, and The Island of Dr. Moreau, but it was 1996's The Craft that made her iconic. As Nancy Downs, Fairuza wasn't just the goth girl, she was the goth girl everyone remembered. She wasn't playing spooky, she really was spooky. Angry, raw, and magnetic. It felt like the role was written for her. With her jet black hair and wild eyes and unfiltered rage, she gave teenage girls everywhere permission to do something more than be polite. And while her co-stars went on to more conventional careers, Fairuza seemed to lean further into that strange, almost kind of feral intensity. She also showed surprising range. In American History X, she played a fiery white supremacist. In Almost Famous, she was a groupie with grit. She had the kind of presence that lingered after the credits roll. Even when she wasn't the lead, she really did steal scenes. But even with critical praise, she never quite broke into mainstream stardom, and that was partly by design. Fairuza's off-screen life was just as conventional as her roles. She stayed out of the Hollywood machine, lived privately, bought an occult shop at one point, which only deepened the rumours about her practicing witchcraft, something she's always denied or downplayed. She appeared in Ray Donovan and had a guest role in the Paradise City series. She's also done voice work, like the character Connie in Justice League Dark. She shares artwork, poetry, and occasional updates with fans online, always thoughtful, always a little mysterious. Her Instagram is a glimpse into her mind, obscure sketches, melancholic selfies, strange beauty. She's not chasing fame anymore, if she ever really was. Fairuza Balk remains one of those rare performers who left a deep mark without ever selling herself to the system. And maybe that's the most powerful magic of all. Despite her fame in the 90s, Fairuza Balk has always kept her personal life fiercely private. She was never the type to chase red carpets or make headlines for relationships, and that mystery only added to her appeal. Over the years, she's been linked to a few actors, including Crispin Glover and David Thewlis, but none of those relationships were ever confirmed publicly. She's never married, never been caught up in Hollywood drama, and has no children, at least that the public knows about. That kind of detachment from the spotlight is rare in the entertainment industry. While other actors were chasing box office glory, Fairuza carved her own path, one built around her love of music, art, and mysticism. She's also a practicing Wiccan and has spoken openly about her beliefs, which at the time stirred controversy, but now just adds to her legacy as someone who's always embraced the unconventional. These days, she splits her time between small film projects, voiceover work, and living a peaceful life away from the chaos of LA. There's no scandal, no meltdown, just a fiercely independent artist who walked away on her own terms. No children, no Hollywood divorce, no tell-all interviews, just a woman who seems to have known early on that fame isn't everything, and who chose peace, privacy, and personal freedom over the limelight. In a town that chews people up, maybe that's the most successful ending of all. If you grew up with The Craft, Return to Oz, or just remember that piercing stare, Fairuza Balk is impossible to forget. Let us know who you want to see covered next, and make sure you're subscribed to Fade to Black for more actor deep dives every week. And As always, I look forward to seeing you all in the next one.